Hot news: why Kamala Harris will win the Democratic nomination. RealClearPolitics. Years ago, veteran political strategist Mark McKinnon, the producer/host of Showtime's